As with any kind of fishing, finding them is the key to catching them. Without hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of high-tech electrical wizardry on board, without infrared surface temperatures and other satellite data being constantly fed to the bridge, without scanning sonars, onboard helicopters, and without miles of net, the men who used to fish for tuna did so with an understanding of the sea and a knowledge of her ways that have been passed down from father to son, generation after generation. When the first fish were spotted, a chum line was laid as anchoveta were brailed off the corner. As the crew scrambled for the racks, the boat would run up swell of the school. With fish boiling in the chum line, everyone except the skipper, the engineer, and the baitman would grab a rig and go to work. As soon as the first squid hit the water, the first fish hit the decks. Depending on whether the fish were spotted under a log or if they came off a dolphin school, the boat would either come to a complete stop or continue running slowly parallel with the dolphin to stay with the school. Live bait was the key to keeping the school with the boat. Unlike fishing conventional rod and reels, few fish like these 20 to 30 pounders were ever lost after being hooked. The fact that so few fish were ever hooked and lost added greatly in helping to keep the fish with the boat. With a steady brail of chum creating a virtual feeding frenzy, every squid that hit the water was bit instantly. Generally, on a mixed school of fish like these tuna and skipjack, they'd bite very well. On a good day, with smaller fish like these that really wanted to go, they could produce up to 80 ton a day. While most of the guys fished the squid, live bait was always available in the wells along the handrail, and when used, was usually bit instantly. Racks were designed with tow guards to provide a good foothold and set 32 inches below the outside of the rail, which generally placed the small of a man's back just above the rail, providing the perfect platform for optimum leverage. The entire crew works on a share basis, which means the crew all split a share or percentage of the total catch. Everyone worked together. It was all for one and all for the boat. The decks were able to hold about 30 ton before the fish had to be passed into the wells. On this stop, after about 10 continuous hours of fishing, the bite finally slowed down and eventually shut off. It's here at these islands that for centuries the deep-running, cold Humboldt currents from the Antarctic have been forced upwards where they meet the warm waters of the Gulf Stream to create the most nutrient-rich waters in the world. Once they reach the globe of light, bird schools or logs, and the mass hoping that some big tuna would show up from underneath the dolphin. Working their way up the chum line and eventually charging the boat. Thousands of fish streaking everywhere, eating everything in sight. This time, it wasn't just the little school-sized fish, but these were the ones they'd been looking for. The first tuna were in the 30 to 40 pound class, but it didn't take long for the larger fish to move in and push the smaller fish off the bait. In a mixed school like this, the men were quick to snap into two-pole sets, and it pays off as bigger and bigger fish continue to move in and dominate the bite. 100-pound plus tuna are now everywhere.